When you work with PDF files long enough, you start to realize that if you have a PDF that's too big, too large in file size, too many pages, it's just too cumbersome to get around with, and it may be too hard to download. If you're trying to email something, it's hard to email it. So a lot of times we'll take a big PDF and split it up into separate PDF files, but you then need to be able to link between the files so that people can kind of treat them as one big PDF. And that's what we're going to do next. We're going to do what's called cross-document linking. This allows you to create a link that goes from one PDF to another, and we're going to do it two different ways because there's two different reasons why you might. So I've got my file open here, and I've got my advanced editing toolbar showing, and you can find that under the Tools menu up there. And we're going to create a link by clicking on the Link tool here, and come on out to the page, and I'm on the first page, and we're going to make it so that when you click on that picture there, the dark chocolate bar, it'll take you to, let's say, a product page. So if I click and drag, put the area out there, we can always edit it later. If you look, you're going to see Create Link, the dialog box. What I'm going to do is make it an invisible rectangle so we don't see it. You look down here, you'll see it says Open a File. So choose Open a File. This is typically going to be a PDF file, okay? Because if you try and open up a different kind of file, things can happen. You try and open a Word doc, it might try and convert it. If they don't have Word, it won't convert it. So you're going to try and link between PDF files. So click Next, and it'll say, all right, well, where do you want to link to? So I'll choose New Products. Click Select. Now, this is kind of interesting. Way back in the day, like Acrobat 5, 4, earlier, when you would click on a link and go to another PDF file, you had no way of telling it whether or not you wanted to close the PDF you just clicked on or open a new window or what did you want it to do. So we used to have to do some tricky things to get this done, but these days what we can do is when we click on a PDF file to open it, you can say open the PDF in a new window, which means keep this PDF that's currently open and open a new one, or replace it. So when you click on the link in this PDF closes and the new one takes its place. You can also just say whatever the user preference is in their Reader version or their Acrobat version, just follow that, because this is actually a preference if you look in the preferences for the program. I'm going to choose New Window. That way we'll keep both files open. You got to be really careful with this because if you're linking between PDFs and you got to test it yourself. Pretend you're somebody and you're like, oh, I'm going to click on here and click on there, and you're going to click between all these PDFs. If you open new windows every time, you may have like 5,000 windows open by the end. So you really got to be careful with that. If you have a good navigation system that can take people between each PDF file clearly, succinctly, and easily, you might want to put it in the existing window. That way you have one file open at any time. I'll click OK, and there we go. So to test it out, go to the hand tool, select that, come on out. It'll give you the finger, click, and it should open the separate PDF file. Now, I already had it open. You can see it just kind of popped there, and there it is. If you come up under Window in the menus, you'll see that we now have both PDF files open. If I click Bliss Catalog 04 there to go back, we're back on the original page. Now, I want to show you a second way to do this, and there's a reason for this, not to confuse, but to show you that there's some really cool things we can do. Now, I'm going to create a separate link here. I want you to follow here. We're going to create a separate link that goes from the little chocolate nibs, this is actually chocolate, and goes to that same PDF file, but we're going to do it a little different way. Go to the link tool once again, draw another link. I can drag to get that out there. There we go. Still going to be invisible. This time what we're going to do is we're going to go to a page view. Now, you get one more option than we had the last way, but you get one less option as well. So go to a page view, click Next, and this is kind of interesting. It's going to literally let you go to the other PDF and go to the page you want. So come on up under Window. It doesn't seem like you can, but you actually can. Come to Window, go to New Products, let's say. And if you want to zoom in at this point, you've got the plus and minus up here to be able to zoom in and zoom out. If you want to go to the next page, you can do that. I'm going to simply click Set Link. It'll take you back to the original PDF file. There we are. And I want to show you what it did. Not just click on it, but show you this. So to edit that link, we can right-click. On Mac, you can control-click. You'll see Properties. You can also double-click on the link to open up the properties. Go to the Actions tab, click on Actions, and you'll see down here. Here's what we're telling it to do just by simply navigating to that document. We're saying, okay, go to another page in another document. Here's the file itself. Now, you're going to see this crazy path here. That is not what's going to show up when you send this to someone else. Okay, what's going to happen is it's actually going to use what's called a relative link. This is the way all linking between PDFs works. As long as the two PDFs are next to each other or in the same position or in the same folder structure as when you made the links, everybody's good. It all works. Okay, even if you send it to somebody else. you'll see right here, page 1, zoom level, fit page. So that's what it's doing for us. I'll click cancel, and let's test it out. So come up to the hand tool, come to the link itself, click. Now take a look right here. This is what's interesting. It is literally not giving me a choice to open a new window or keep the window open, as we did the last link we created. If you look right here, what happens is if you do it this way, it's only going to keep one window open at a time. So you can't have two documents open at one time then. It would close this document and open the next. If you want to, you can click yes to save. It'll take you to the next document and close this one, but I'm going to click cancel. And there we go. That's creating two different kinds of links to different pages within separate documents. It's a good way to be able to make it so that if you do split up a document, let's say you've got reference material that kind of a little side note or reference information that you need to reference from a bigger document, you can do it pretty easily. The one thing to keep in mind, though, is this. If you do create links between the PDF files, if you send them one PDF, like let's say this one, and they click on that link, nothing's going to happen. It's going to throw up an error and say, well, can't find the PDF file. This is a good way to be able to link between PDFs if you're going to put them on a CD or DVD or something like that, or have them up on a web server somewhere where, you've got folder structures and everything's ready to go. So just know that if you do link between PDFs, you got to send them together.